Joey tried to fix his mistake and somehow ended up in the hospital, faced with tears of joy, but what happened next broke Ross's heart. In this unforgettable Friends episode, Joey accidentally creates one of the biggest misunderstandings in the series. What starts as a simple mistake quickly spirals out of control, leaving Ross hurt, confused, and questioning everything. At first, Joey tries to explain that he never meant for things to happen the way they did. But Ross isn't upset about the mistake itself. He's upset because Joey kept the truth from him. For Ross, the real problem is trust. Trying to fix the situation, Joey does something only Joey would do. He actually asks Ross to punch him so they can move on. What follows is one of the funniest scenes in Friends history. Instead of Ross getting hurt, Joey ends up injuring himself, proving that his plans never seem to work out the way he expects. But underneath all the comedy is something much deeper. As Ross fills out hospital paperwork, the conversation shifts to Rachel. Joey realizes how much Ross still cares about her.
Ross tried to fix the heat and accidentally turned the apartment into a sauna. In this hilarious Friends episode, Ross accidentally breaks the radiator knob while trying to adjust the heat. At first, it seems like a small problem, but things quickly spiral out of control. As the apartment gets hotter and hotter, everyone starts to panic. Rachel desperately tries to get the building's superintendent to fix the radiator. But there's one problem. The replacement part won't arrive until Tuesday. With a Christmas party only hours away, the gang is forced to celebrate in what feels like a giant oven. The apartment becomes so hot that everyone starts joking they are living like bacon. Meanwhile, Rachel and Monica try everything they can think of to solve the problem. From offering cookies to handing out holiday tips, nothing seems to work. Every solution only leads to more hilarious misunderstandings. But beneath all the comedy, there's also an emotional storyline. Phoebe struggles with seeing her father for the first time in years. Even though she isn't ready to talk to him, simply knowing he's nearby becomes an important step in her journey. What makes this episode special is how perfectly it balances comedy and emotion. One moment you're laughing at Ross accidentally creating a heat disaster, and the next you're feeling for Phoebe as she faces a difficult family situation. In classic Friends fashion, the solution turns out to be surprisingly simple. After all the stress, the radiator is finally turned off. The apartment cools down, and everyone gets to enjoy Christmas together. This episode is a perfect reminder of why Friends remains one of the greatest sitcoms ever made. It combines unforgettable comedy. The Friends gang played one simple ball game and somehow turned it into a 10-hour life or death challenge. What happens when a simple ball-tossing game turns into a full-day obsession? In this hilarious Friends episode, the gang starts throwing a ball around just for fun. At first, it looks like a small time pass game, but soon it becomes a serious challenge. They decide that the ball must not be dropped, no matter what. Monica, Joey, Chandler, and Ross become completely focused on keeping the game alive. Hours pass, but nobody wants to be the person who ruins the streak. The funniest part is how seriously they treat something so simple. For them, this is no longer just a game. It becomes a mission. Ross even calls in sick to work just so he can continue playing. Rachel, who first thinks the whole thing is a complete waste of time, slowly gets pulled into the chaos too. And of course, Monica turns the game into a competition. Because for Monica, winning is everything. The comedy gets even better when they start arguing about who is a good player and who is a dropper. A simple ball game becomes full of strategy, pressure, and dramatic reactions. That is what makes this scene so funny. The stakes are completely silly.
Friends scene review script. This scene perfectly captures what made Friends such a beloved sitcom. Ross is struggling after his divorce, feeling lost and wondering if he'll ever find happiness again. While he's stuck thinking about what he's lost, his friends bring their own unique style of comfort and humor. The funniest part is how Joey turns a serious conversation about love into a discussion about ice cream flavors. His point is simple but surprisingly effective. There isn't just one perfect person in the world. Life offers many possibilities, and a heartbreak doesn't mean the end of happiness. What makes this scene work so well is the contrast between Ross's emotional crisis and Joey's carefree optimism. The dialogue feels natural, relatable, and genuinely funny. Even when discussing disappointment and loneliness, the characters manage to make the audience laugh. The scene also highlights one of the core themes of Friends. No matter how difficult life gets, having supportive friends can make everything easier. Ross may have lost his marriage, but he still has people around him who care about him and help him move forward. Overall, this is a classic Friends moment filled with humor, friendship, and life lessons wrapped in comedy. It's a reminder that sometimes the best advice comes from unexpected places, and sometimes it comes with an ice cream metaphor. Did you know this might be one of the funniest business ideas in Friends history? Phoebe and Frank thought they had discovered the perfect way to make money. Their plan? A moving massage service called Relaxy Taxi. The idea was simple. Frank would drive a van while Phoebe gave relaxing massages to passengers in the back. Sounds creative, right? Well, not exactly. The moment they explained it, everyone realized the same problem. Getting a massage inside a moving vehicle sounds less relaxing and more like a disaster waiting to happen. But the funniest part wasn't the business plan, it was the argument over the name. Phoebe loved Relaxy Taxi, while Frank insisted that Relaxy Cab was better. This scene perfectly shows why Friends is still so funny today. The characters take completely ridiculous ideas seriously, and that's what makes the comedy work. Would you ever ride in the Relaxy Taxi? Let me know in the comments. Chandler and Monica wanted the perfect romantic weekend, but it turned into one of the biggest disasters in Friends history. Have you ever planned the perfect romantic weekend, only for everything to go completely wrong? In this hilarious Friends episode, Chandler and Monica finally escape for a private weekend away. Their goal is simple: relax, spend time together, and enjoy a romantic getaway without any interruptions. But the moment they arrive, things start falling apart. Monica becomes obsessed with finding the perfect hotel room. First, she complains about dirty glasses. Then she wants a different room because of the TV view. After that, she demands another room because the view isn't good enough. Meanwhile, Chandler is more interested in watching an exciting car chase on television than switching rooms every few minutes. As the weekend continues, their small annoyances turn into a full-blown argument. Instead of enjoying their vacation, they end up revealing all the little habits that drive each other crazy. Monica's perfectionism clashes with Chandler's laid-back attitude, creating one of the funniest relationship moments in the series. The real comedy comes from how relatable the situation feels. They spend so much time trying to create the perfect weekend that they completely forget to enjoy being together. By the end, both of them realize that no vacation is perfect. Relationships aren't about perfect hotel rooms, perfect views, or perfect plans. They're about accepting each other's flaws and learning to laugh when things go wrong. This episode is a perfect example of why Chandler and Monica became one of the most loved couples in television history. Their chemistry, arguments, and funny misunderstandings make the relationship feel surprisingly real. What starts as a romantic getaway quickly turns into a comedy disaster, and that's exactly what makes this episode unforgettable.
I didn't mean for this to happen.
Are you serious?
It was a mistake. Please, just listen.
Wait, I don't understand why you would do that. It makes no sense all. Helen Wall, Nant!
I didn't mean for this to happen.
Are you serious?
It was a mistake. Please, just listen.
Did you notice what makes Joey one of the most lovable characters in Friends? In this emotional scene, Rachel is ready to move out because she believes a baby will completely change Joey's life. But Joey sees things differently. While everyone focuses on the problems, the sleepless nights, the crying, and the responsibility, Joey focuses on one thing: family. He keeps finding funny reasons why the baby can stay. But underneath the jokes, there's something much deeper. Joey genuinely cares about Rachel and wants her and the baby to feel at home. The best part? Joey is willing to sacrifice his own comfort, privacy, and even his dating life just to help a friend. This scene perfectly shows why Joey is more than just the funny guy of the group.